Sideline of goal. Lakewood are doing it. They're going to take. He's going to bring down Birdie. Almost with a double kill. Dropping fast. Bonavoy's there. He's still alive. Wait for a second slide. He's going one side. He's going a second. He's taking it over. Oh my God. On three. They're all dead.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Summit 2 by G2A.com, and we're in the America Division, and it's day number 6, and we got 5 more best of ones for you, and it should be action-packed. Apologies, of course, for starting so late. It was Stay Free trying to get a hold of a couple of stand-ins, as their coach, Trouf, is currently having internet issues. He did contact me on Twitter about it, and also Demon is apparently a no-show, so they had to get a hold of 2 stand-ins to accompany the rest of the roster. Regardless, though, it's going to be Complexity taking on Stay Free. I'm Kyle Guy bringing you the action, but I do have a remote guest with me. Back once more, it's going to be Mr. F4L. Hello, my friend. Are you there? Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello, how you doing, my friend? Back in your suit once again. Trying to tell you, buddy, it's casual. It's casual.
I need to get a new suit, though.
You really do. I mean, you
Need
look
to
damn
mix it
good,
up.
but let's change it up a bit. Oh, well. I'm looking forward to this. I know that you're going to be joining me at least for the first couple of games, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So thank you so much for joining me and having patience. We'll go ahead and just without further ado, we'll hop right into the draft. And as you can see, Complexity did win the coin flip, and they got first pick. They used that first pick to grab up the prize, Skywrath Mage. Stay Free. They fire back with a Wisp and a Magnus grab. So it's already actually going along pretty quick here as they get Enigma. I mean, I'm sure you're with me in saying that Complexity are probably the favorites in this one, considering that Trouf and Demon are not in it right now. But well, let's see. Well, I mean, what would you think if Stay Free actually managed to pull this one out?
Well, honestly, the way Stay Free was performing, I don't think it
Radiant
matters that much
team
who they're
back.
playing with. I guess I'm being a little harsh,
F4L
but
just telling it like it is the first thing you really put out. Yeah, they probably would
they
have won
haven't been
anyways.
performing very well. I mean, we played them in Dream League. It was 2-1, and
seconds
the game we
remaining.
lost, we played terribly. But anyways, I think.
Radiant team pick.
By the way, I think there's an echo. I'm not sure if people can hear it on stream or if that's just what I can hear.
Well, I don't hear any sort of echo. I'm sure I'll get feedback from my underground moderator squad. They'll let me know if there's a problem. Maybe I have my speaker
Yes.
too loud and you're picking yourself up. Maybe that's my own issue, apparently. But well, hopefully.
Well, I hear myself through your mic, but it appears that I can't hear it anymore. So
I just turned it
I
down
don't
a
know
bit.
if
I
you-
think it was
oh,
just
okay.
my
10
microphone
seconds
guys,
picking up your beautiful voice. But I think we got adjusted now.
5
Trying to remove some of the
seconds
static
remaining.
issues, so I had to tamper with some of the knobs on this big old fancy ass mixer panel, and hopefully I didn't ruin
Reserve
anything.
time.
But we'll just go with it like it is for now. But you know, you're right. I mean, Stay Free. It's been a struggle. They're currently 0-3 right now in the Summit 2, while Complexity are sporting a nice 2-0 record. You know, obviously going undefeated as it is, they're already holding a top 4 spot, which all these teams are battling for. Securing a top 4 moves them on into those playoffs. The winner of the playoffs comes to the house, all that good stuff. So Stay Free would desperately need all the wins here on out. They were actually almost on the verge of being an auto forfeit. It was about the last minute mark where they managed to pull in one of the last stand-ins so that they could actually play the game. And I mean, at that point, you might as well just get a hold of someone. Otherwise, you're just going to lose
Yeah.
anyways. So we are going to have a game, though.
yeah, and it looks like Complexity
Dire
started out with
team
really comfort picks for them. They really like Enigma and Skywrath. They like Enigma because they run it both in the offlane and in the jungle. So they like it as sort of a flex pick.
Yeah.
And they really like their Skywrath Mage for Z-Freak. Plays a really good Sky Mage. And Stay Free are going to opt for the IO with a mag, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about picking it up with a
10
mag
seconds
so early.
remaining.
I mean, I really like IO as a hero.
Yeah,
but
of course. IO's pretty much like right back in the mix. We're even
Radiant
seeing it
team
currently
pick.
play nonstop over at Star Ladder by all the teams. But I think what they were banking on was probably getting a hold of a PA as their prize core, you know, putting together the additional attack speed with overcharge as well as the empower from Magnus. But Complexity are onto them. They get rid of the PA ban, so they might opt for the next best thing. This could very well be a core Wraith King unless
Dire team
Complexity
pick.
decide to pick up something like a Viper here, which is something that I know Swindle Melons does play. So if they wanted to be able to pick something that can kite about the Wraith King pretty nicely, he'll still be there and available. Complexity also feel that with Io on the field, it's not going to be a ganking kind of support. They can go a little bit greedy with their own other support, so they grab the Enigma, someone who could take advantage in the jungle without too much threat, and too much need to kind of be a part of the
10
actual
seconds
gameplay early
remaining.
on, so he can be a little more selfish and greedy in that jungle. But actually, it looks like it's going to
5
be a puck
seconds
grab. Now, this
remaining.
could still be an off-lane puck. We don't really know that for sure, but regardless, they grab that, and it looks like Stay
Reserve
Free grabbed the
time.
ugly-looking pony boy Leshrek here without a Shadow Demon friend. This is going to be
think
interesting.
We'll see a Sark pick from Complexity right now.
Oh, you're calling it, huh?
Yep. They
Well,
really
why-
like
okay,
Sark
why?
for Moon.
Why?
Why? Stay Free don't. I think RP is very good against Sark, and Lesh's AoE damage is pretty good, but
That's true.
they don't really have any strong AoE disables besides the RP. And I think Sark would be. I think it's just mostly they prefer the hero a lot.
Yeah,
They place a very high value on Sark for Moon, so.
and he plays it pretty frequently. I mean, that...
And I wonder which hero is going to be core for Stay Free, if it's going to be the core Lesh or the core Wraith King. I could actually see it both ways. and-
it could work with core Wraith King. I mean, Wraith King's downfall is pretty much being, kited about, like I said before, but Io could definitely add a bit of extra
Sniper.
mobility to him,
Radiant
and he'll
team
need that
ban.
extra burst of attack speed. Put that together with already his heavy utility. It could work out pretty nicely. But look at this ugly son of a bitch picked up right here by Complexity. Sniper going to be grabbed up, benefiting from
I
the
really
long
don't like
range.
that pick.
Uh,
I think Sniper's terrible this patch
10
for a
seconds
variety of
remaining.
reasons. I think the nerf to his headshot was really significant.
5 seconds remaining.
yeah, it's a bit weird. It's odd. It's not going to have that
And
mini stun like it
it's
used
like,
to.
Reserve time.
I think it's fine in the lane and maybe even slightly better in lane. But once you get out of lane, you can't cancel TPs, you don't cancel animations. I mean, there were times when you would just win like a 1v1 from just proccing headshot a bunch of times, but
Yeah.
that's like no longer possible. And then as well as, I just feel the reason why it was like okay sometimes last patch is because people would go for these all-in 5-man pushing strats. And Sniper's actually very good at killing Death Prophet and Shadow Shaman wards.
Yeah.
It was just
exactly.
very good against all these heroes, and it
Dire
was very good
team
against
ban.
Razor too, because Razor can't really get into your face without
Yeah.
running through a bunch of headshots. So,
Typically, a Sniper does have problem with gap closers.
yeah, and they have an IO. Like
Yeah,
this Wisp is just going to be able to
10
relocate on the
seconds
Sniper
remaining.
whenever
exactly.
he wants.
Magnus also has like a skewer, even, and potentially a blink at some
5
point to get it in
seconds
there, and maybe even
remaining.
Wraith King too. So I agree with you.
Radiant team
Sniper's
pick.
pretty situational, even more so now with the recent changes. Given that he'll still be able to dish out a fair amount of CS early, but it's going to take a lot before he can bring something that will get him away from the danger that could be coming. So a questionable grab here from Complexity. We'll have to see how they decide to compliment him a lot, because he doesn't really add a whole lot as far as team fight impact, especially when
Dire
the Black
team
Fool's
pick.
dropped him. He can drop a shrapnel, I suppose, and the rest of his team has great synergy as far as AoE damage that works together. Sniper just seems kind of like the odd man out, He already looks...
I mean, they do have two heroes to protect him. They have the Puck Coil and the Enigma
Yeah.
Black Hole.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll go for a third hero to protect him. Maybe a Clockwork. Oh no, that was banned. Never mind.
Yeah, Clockwork is out.
10
I
seconds
wonder what their
Centaur
offlane hero.
is also
Or
out.
maybe they'll just pick a mid hero and put Puck in the offlane.
5 seconds
Yeah, it's true.
remaining.
It's very much true. Look at this. Stay free. Get a hold of a Nyx
So what's
assassin,
left?
man. We don't see this hero very often at all. Maybe
Wow,
like a...
Panda. Panda's up.
Oh, yeah. Panda hasn't even touched.
Oh, that's surprising to me. This is like a very high priority for almost every Dota team. Even Complexity, I'm actually surprised they didn't pick it. I think they got their Enigma Skywrath, and maybe they don't want Panda for some reason. But these heroes... I know they like Brewmaster a lot as a hero.
By the
so-
way, make sure your open mic is on.
Oh boy.
Whoops. Yeah, I'm getting the memo. Like, we can only hear me. It sounds like in Dota TV world I'm just talking to myself, but, it is what it is. And, hey, man,
Alright,
there it
it's
is.
fine
The
now.
Slark grab right there
Oh,
at the end.
that's the Slark.
That's a mid lane sniper then.
Mid Sniper.
Woo! Well, I mean, we talk about already how, you know, he's not going to be feeling too much early pressure except in his own immediate lane. It's not like you're going to see maybe a whole lot of rotation. Leshrek's hard to really gank with if you're, you know, trying to land a Split Earth without a good follow-up like Shadow Demon, but we'll have to see. This could be also a support Nyx Assassin. This is quite interesting.
Well, Fun is a support player, so it's definitely a support Lesh. So it's support Lesh and Io. And then I imagine an off-lane Nyx Assassin and a carry Wraith King.
Yeah, Jiggle.
That's how the players...
Jiggle already sporting
Also-
his Majesty, so they're banking on the fact that he'll put out a pretty nice late game. He knows how to find the farm indeed, and his role for the team has been changing quite frequently. We've seen him play a Venomancer, we've seen him play the offlane Centaur every once in a while. Now he's taking the point. But obviously with the stand-ins, it could change things up quite a bit. Even Tralf, who was starting off as like a position 4 in the early part of this tournament, more recently picked up the more farming like Viper side lane role in their previous game and still kind of fell short. So they're still trying to find a formula. This is a team that had a fair amount of hype behind them when the roster was put out there, but they really haven't lived up to the hype quite yet. I mean, just being pretty honest. And this game is not looking that great for them either, just considering the fact they had to bring in 2 stand-ins, and Tralf with his internet problems and Demon being missing in action certainly doesn't help whatsoever. So we'll see if the rest of their ragtag group can kind of pull it on together. Regardless, though, we made it finally into game number 1. And for the Summit 2 America by G2A.com, I'll lead out to your introductions. I'll start with the Stay Free squad of, well, I guess we can call them orphans for now. It's going to be Ryuza going to be playing your offlane Nyx Assassin. And the 4 squad moving through the jungle right now. It's Jigglebilly playing his Wraith King. Exist playing the mid lane Magnus. We got
30
Fun
seconds
playing the
to
support
battle.
Leshrek side by side with also Crit, who's playing the support Wisp.
Yep, and then on the side of Complexity, we have Moon Meander playing the carry Sark in the top lane. Freak on the Skywrath Mage. Swindle Melons on the mid lane Sniper. Riser playing Jungle Enigma, and Limp in the offlane playing the Puck.
All right, so we'll see how it worked. Last time we watched Complexity play,
The battle
I believe it was
begins.
yesterday, he was sporting a Clockwork. It was a really long game. It probably went on longer than it really needed to. And it even got up to, at one point, a 40k gold lead. It was pretty ridiculous. But Limp on the Clockwork, man. He knew how
Is
to
that the
initiate.
game against Root?
Yeah.
Oh,
Man.
okay. Yeah, I watched part of that.
And
That
what
was a
were your
little silly.
thoughts?
Well, I think they obviously could have ended it sooner, but I mean, Complexity like to play it safe. When they get an advantage, they just try to
Yeah.
extend their advantage and not throw. So,
Complexity
respectable.
are looking pretty good. They're taking the game a lot more seriously right now. They are in their boot camp in LA, working together right now, and I imagine they're going to be securing a top 4 spot, if they keep up this nice streak happening here. So as the lanes get situated, the Leshrek zoning back out hard. The early point in Lightning, even, to kind of put some heavy aggression there on Limp in the offlane Puck. He's going to be hard to bring down, though, just as elusive as ever as Puck always notoriously is. But a Magnus going against a Sniper right now. Now, Sniper should be able to get the upper hand as far as CS goes, but once the levels start coming in for Exist here, things could get a bit scary for this Sniper if he gets on the back end of a skewer. It can get a bit rough.
I
Nope.
feel like Mag should do just fine in this matchup. You can just spam the shockwaves.
Like to see that.
Sniper might have a bit of an issue if he constantly gets hit by them.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, he only has
is
2
under
shared
attack.
tangos, and he has to use one of them right there, so his regen's actually pretty low right here. And it doesn't look like
So I
he's going to
imagine
go with
he'll go bottle.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to like bottle up and do a bottle crow method and maybe get a level in shrapnel to try to help him out with some extra bit of AoE damage and maybe a little bit of siege work early on, but we'll see where he decides to invest it from there. Top lane, you see Z-Freak already zoning back. Ryuzan, I talked about, I don't know, a couple of games, maybe a week ago or so, I think it was even you, I was questioning what Nyx Assassin could do in an offlane, especially when you're going against something like a Skywrath Mage. I felt like, maybe his Spike Carapace could offer a bit of return damage, but, it's true that his Arcane Bolt, though, is very cheap, and he can constantly spam it out at a lower cost rate than even his Carapace would be. But later on, once he does get his Vendetta online, Skywrath Mage would be an easy free target to get a hold of.
I think this was a smart idea to put Nyx in the offlane against this particular setup from Complexity. They're going to have the Enigma in the jungle, so it's just going to be a solo support trying to zone you, and he opted for the Magic Stick first. So every time, he's going to be able to spam Carapace pretty much every time that a
Yeah.
bolt comes out.
He's getting more charges right there. He pulls it out right there. It doesn't look like it was timed properly, though, so he has to eat the blast. And he's kind of winging on the side. They're picking him out. They might make the jump right now. He gets the stun on Moon, but he quickly takes it off with the Dark Pack. He's even not has the pounce, actually, so he can't quite make the commitment. Oh, that Arcane Bolt, though. Just enough damage right there to take him down. That's only level 1 Arcane Bolt, man. It does so much damage. It's ridiculous.
That was a pretty greedy play. I think he thought he was gonna barely survive, so he didn't pop the salve.
Yeah.
But
I didn't even think
He just
also. I thought he was
popped
going to
the
he was be taken down to really low. It must have been like just on the mark to finish him off. That's unfortunate.
yeah, sometimes, I mean, if he pops the salve there, he has to go back to base.
Radiant's
But if
top
he barely
tower is
lives,
under
then he can
attack.
pop the salve and stay in the lane. So
Jiggle working with the CS under his own tower right now. 12-3 for his own CS. But you see over here a tip in the jungle. They're getting a hold of Limp. They get the split earth off, but he already had put in the orb out. Quickly jumps to the low ground. Will turn the corner and has 2 tangos to heal that life right back up. So unfortunately they can't get a hold of that pesky little fairy freaking dragon, and they'll have to let her go. And Wisp has been all over the place. Looks like he's trying to build up some stacks in his own jungle for his team to farm up later on. Potentially maybe exist, bringing in a Blink Dagger for himself. And his Swindle Mines, he is leveling up Shrapnel. I looked away one moment. Now he's got 3 levels into it. So that bottle is going to allow him to continually spam it on out. Not only on Exist himself, but maybe even the tower a few times to get some early damage in. And you see your rune's going to be grabbed up top. Magnus gets a hold of that
Radiant's
illusion,
middle
and that
tower
leaves
is under attack.
Mr. Wisp the bounty for himself. He does get that early bottle, something that Wisp loves. Wisp is a drunkard. He loves hitting the bottle.
pretty concerned for Stay Free right now. There's a Jungle Enigma that's getting complete free farm. They made no attempt to stifle his jungling at all. They didn't ward it at all. They didn't try to gank him. They have a sniper in the mid lane against Mag. Sniper is very susceptible to getting ganked mid, which is why this hero, even last patch when it had favorable team-wide matchups, was not favored. Solely because if you put him mid lane, he's so easy to gank. But they haven't made any attempts to roam with these support heroes. It's kind of hard with a Leshrac Wisp.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't really have a stun. This Puck is getting more from the offlane against a tri-lane than the Nyx is getting in the offlane against a dual lane.
Yeah.
So that is also concerning.
Puck is 9-1, just in comparison to Nyx, who's at a puny little 2-0. So really hasn't had a lot going. He's constantly trying to use out his defenses instead to avoid the zone potential that's coming out from the Skywrath Mage, while Moon is just taking advantage of the bit extra farm. He's 26-10 on his CS. King CS, though, belong to that Enigma, who's had free work in the jungle, and like you said,
And he has no pressure to leave the jungle. He's just
Yeah.
going to keep farming probably
Yeah.
until he gets his mechanism.
get a hold of that mech early on, and then once, you know, he feels the need, he can make maybe a potential roam towards either lane, pop off his first black hole, and go for an early successful gank. He actually is going to get a hold of his power treads first and foremost, right off the bat, and then go right back towards the jungle where he started. Now, 6-minute rune's about to pop up. You see Swindle lingering towards the area with Enigma. Maybe they're going to bait out an opportunity to get a hold of someone, and it might be the Nyx here, who's already trying to contest. He's early harassment right now. Riser turns the corner. Arcane Bolt flies. Boom! Gets
he's
shot
dead.
right in the ass. Swindle Melons with the first assassinate of the game. It's successful, and they take down the Nyx assassin once more.
Yeah. And, I mean, they really need to start making plays with their heroes. I feel like this Lesh pick, maybe not the best for a couple of reasons. One, I believe they'd already picked up the Puck when they picked Lesh, and they can't really roam a Lesh in a Wisp, and Lesh can't solo roam.
No,
They
I
needed
certainly
something that could go mid, because there's going to be a black hole on Exist.
Oh, man. Magnus down. Shot right in the face there from Swindle on the back end of that black hole. Nice work from Riser to put used to it on the mid lane. A couple of rotations to come, but they're not going to catch anyone on the way out. Even Skywrath Mage is on here. Drops down the Vision. Shrapnel, Arcane Bolt also going to fly on out. This it's looking pretty good at the start right now for Complexity. Swindle Melons, pretty much all their lanes are getting all they could ever ask for out of it. They're pushing ahead 3-0, and they bring in the tower now
structures
below
are
half life.
fortified.
It's looking pretty strong, and your first rotation is going to come. It feels like Stay Free are just banking on the mid game to make a big team impact once they can find a good RP situation, press to relocate, and Vendetta's finally online. Maybe they're trying to turn the tide at that point, but for now, they're really just kind of on the back foot. It's a rough early game.
And I feel like if you're going to give Enigma complete free farm in the jungle, you have to be getting things elsewhere. Either fast pushing the safe
Radiant's
lane.
middle tower has
You
been
know, having
denied.
roaming supports that can gank all the lanes because this Enigma's just jungling.
Oh, man.
Maybe even gank up the Enigma. They might make a go on the Nyx Assassin.
Poor little Beetle has been having a hard time in this off lane. He's still at 6. There's Concussive. Moon's going to dive well on past, and almost Skywrath Mage could have done it himself, but Moon will be right there to clean it on up, and he picks up his own personal kill. First one of the game for him, and they get some serious work in, and the creeps are going to continue to lay in some damage here on the tier 1 on top lane, and Stay Free with their mixed roster for now without their Star Demon player and Captain Trouf. Looking a bit shaky early on, hoping to kind of get the jitters out and fire back here
You
against
look
the
at the-
Sharp Complexity team.
35,000 gold in. We're approaching 7,500 experience already.
Yeah, it's 5,000 gold on mine right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, strong start here for Complexity, but I don't think anyone's too surprised about it, but we'll see if the underdogs can try to make a fight back. And, oh man, returning for the deny. He might just get himself taken down again. They end up getting a hold of the tower. Oh, but they might get Moon, and they do. Rotation at the last moment. Exist shows up, puts the shockwave on out, and Moon ends up going down. A bit too greedy to get a hold of that tower, but Swindlemelons from the low ground throws out the early shrapnel to slow them down quite a bit, as Skywrath Mage will be able to make his escape. And Exist is really yet to put to use his first RP. Also Puck, though, able to take down the Leshreck there on the bottom, as Riser's also looking to get on the action. Now Jigglebilly on the run back. He does have Reincarnation in case he does fall, but still another grab here on the bottom for Complexity. On the back
They're
end,
gonna be
Stay
able
Free.
to. They're gonna be able to pressure the bottom tower. They already used TPs to
Radiant's
get to the
bottom
top lane.
tower is under
Mag can't
attack.
TP, and I believe Wisp used his TP. And I think this is
Jigglebilly's
free
forced
tower.
to
Radiant's
retreat out.
structures are
They pop the glyph, but
Radiant's
Swindle's got
bottom
DD, and yeah,
tower
they'll
is
be able
under
to
attack.
lay in some big damage with the help of these Eidolons.
Mag does pick up his blink.
Yeah, he would love to have it right now, but they're already scouting it out on the side, it looks like, for Complexity. They do take down the tower,
Radiant's bottom tower
and it
has
looks like for
fallen.
now, Stay Free are going to pull back. Complexity just continue to move their dominance. Moon shows up. Can't quite find the range to make a good pounce happen right there. Doesn't really see the window of opportunity to really open up well.
Assassinate does so much damage to the Wisp right now. Oh, and they found the stack.
Oh,
no.
sweet delicious nectar. Oh, but meanwhile, they see a roaming Z-Freak sweep on through here. They almost take him down on his own. And as Riser bullies him back, he does have Black Hole ready to go. They're trying to separate right now, but they turn back with a nice stun. Riser might go down here. Is he going to pull out Desperate Black Hole in the last second? He's not, and he'll end up falling. So a quick grab right there by Stay Free, but they've already lost that big stack. So a lot of money was still picked up from Complexity during that time.
They basically traded the entire stack for Enigma's life. I'm sure that was worth it for them.
Yeah.
I mean, Stay Free do come out with a lot of experience from killing the Enigma, but I'm not sure what they do at this point.
Well, they wait for Wisp to get a hold of his relocate, maybe try to pull out something with that, and the Vendetta certainly would help as he gets it now and builds up another stack over here. Stacks on stacks happening here in the jungle here for Stay Free, but I'm curious who's the one that's going to have to pick it on up. Well, Jigglebilly finds his farm on the bottom, and on the opposite side of the world, Moon's doing his own farm on the top, but he's got a long ways to go. Jigglebilly is right near the top of our
Radiant's
CS,
top
though.
tower is
66.
under
Net worth, though, not nearly as high. Down to about 4th place right there. And it looks like he's going to go for the early set of drums, or maybe just saving up for a Blink Dagger. He's got about 1,800 gold as he takes himself to that top lane.
I imagine he'll go for a Blink. They need to find kills with the Wisp, and
Yeah.
Blink is very good against Sniper.
Yeah. Certainly is. Magnus Illusion moving on through right into the Roche pit. Z-Freak wants to take it down. Relatively quiet now for both teams. Not looking to gank just yet, but it's more pressure on Stay Free to try to get the ball rolling and build up some extra momentum with getting some of those kills. You see, speaking of Blink Daggers, Moomiander gets a hold of his own before the Wraith King as he continues to farm out through the jungle for now. And we've already
Clark picks
seen...
up his Blink.
Huh?
Clark picked up a Blink.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, buddy.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, are you with me, bud? You okay? It's not a little down today. We got it, though. We're going to look as Jigglebilly's about to grab his. He will in this side shop right now. Yoink. Thank you very much. It looks like he got a hold of his own bit of a gap closer. And they might put it to use here at the top lane. Wisp and Wraith King Can they take down the pesky Slark, though? We might have to see. No, they don't want to commit. Nope, nope, denied. Instead, he'll just farm these frickin' birds. They look like an easier target to grab. Meanwhile, mid lane, Swindle Melons, let's touch base with him. He's got his early Blade of Alacrity. Could invest that into the good old reliable Yasha and a future Manta investment, but still pretty puny as it is, 815. And, well, if he does get approached, he doesn't really have that escape mechanism, so has still the typical sniper flaws for now. While Riser looks like he's going to build together what looks like a Necro Book. Got the Belt of Strength and a Staff of Wizardry here on his Enigma.
Looks like they might try to defend. They smoked up Exist. They're gonna probably Wisp relocate.
Whoa, big RP does catch on 2, relocate in with his Majesty, but they get caught in a very nice black hole. Riser gets 3, they take down 3 right there. The comeback now of Jigglebilly, 4 now. They take down the Nyx on the back lines. Jigglebilly now forced to make his retreat, and, well, his Majesty will go down. The Shrek was busy in the top lane, couldn't really contribute a whole lot to defend, and that was just a pretty easy setup with relocate in, and they didn't get a hold of Enigma, so he just opened up with that ultimate. And it might make it 5 right now as Moon uses that blink, jumps on top, and, well, there it goes. 5 fall all day. On the back end of that one, Complexity continue to assert their dominance now, 10-2.
Radiant's bottom tower
My
is
God.
under attack.
Okay, purple could have saved Radiant's game. And this is something that every Nyx player should always be thinking about when they're playing against Enigma. If you can click your Spike Carapace when you're about to get holds, or you click it and then you just walk into hole,
Yeah,
it cancels the hole.
that's true.
And, I mean, the Enigma doesn't have a BKB. He's nowhere close to a BKB. He TP'd in, and then he just walked into the hole. He should have really just cast Carapace.
That Carapace, man, they can do serious work on a lot of these heroes.
And I
that
think they
favor
would
their
have won
ult.
the team fight if they had canceled the black hole with any
Oh,
spells.
yeah. I mean, they had started that off with a very nice RP setup on 2, but just promptly after, it was all shut down from that Enigma. So things could have definitely changed for the different if the hole was canceled. Can't argue on that, but if ands or buts, not going to matter too much here for Stay Free, as they are going to lose their whole team at the back end of that fight. And Complexity are continuing to just kind of assert their dominance, man. Still yet to get a tower is Stay Free, while Complexity now are pushing towards tier 2s. Now they venture down into the jungle. The coil will catch on Leshreck, and they shoot the Pony Boy right in the back of the neck to put him out of his misery. Magnus quickly grabs a creep of his own before he blinks on out with that shockwave. But still, I don't know, man. This is looking like Complexity are just kind of outclassing the hodgepodge team of Stay Free right now.
And like I said during, early in this game, this Leshrac isn't really offering anything to the team. You pick this hero, have a strong early game impact, maybe to roam with some sort of
Radiant's middle
setup,
tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
get early towers with Edict, but I mean they haven't really been able to accomplish anything with the hero so
Dire's
far.
bottom
And it's
tower
just
is under
it's a
attack.
liability at this point.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The hero has 587 life.
Oh, exists. Shoves Moomy out of the low ground, but not before getting shot through the back end from Swindle. And he just falls immediately. I mean, it's getting to the point where I would almost consider
Dire's
Stay Free might need to
bottom
throw in the
tower is
towel
under
pretty
attack.
early here. I mean, the potential for them to make a
Dire's
comeback is
structures
pretty
are
slim at this point.
Radiant's
Jiggle's
middle
trying to
tower
make his
has
first tower
fallen.
kill on the bomb. He blinks back, but Wisp is going to be left behind, and he has really nowhere to go and no one to tether on, it looks like, as Jiggle's just way too out of reach as he's found his own little pocket to try to just TP back home. So he makes his own personal escape at the sacrifice of his own Wisp friend. Wisp goes down, but just to touch base with what you were talking about with what Lesh can really bring, I definitely understand in this kind of competitive setup. I have seen in pub play the Lesh Wisp combo go to work, where you just kind of find someone out and have your Edict already popped, and you can make some great catch-offs like that, but this is not a
Usually
game.
that's a core though.
Yeah, but this
Yeah,
Leshreck is
Lesh.
not near that potential whatsoever, being in a support role. Linking up and above is Moon, trying to get a hold of Jiggle. A little bit of harassment, the Pounce is not going to catch, but he's not too worried, and here comes an assassination. Oh, His Majesty gets shot in the neck. He has no reincarnate, but wants to finish what he started. Does take down Moon, and Swindle will be forced to retreat on out. So they do get a pickoff on their own. You know, they're kind of trading at the point that after maybe 7 takedowns, they get one of their own. Not the best work, but trying to get every little bit they can. And now they push towards this tier 1 tower in the bottom lane, or top lane rather. And
Dire's top
Jiggle
tower
with near
is
2k
under
gold.
attack.
What do you imagine he needs to consider investing in to try to just make a start at a comeback at this point on your Wraith King?
Maybe an armlet.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Armlet's the
attack.
most cost-efficient damage item for Wraith King, and I think the only way they win is if maybe he gets an armlet and then this Wraith King and Wisp are able to just start going ham
Yeah.
by like two-shotting people with crits and stuff. But I would say he needs an armlet. Whether
Alright.
he goes an armlet or not.
That's
I
up to Jiggle.
honestly, I don't think he should have gone Blink Dagger this game either. You were already losing fairly handily. I think you have to just start going the most cost-efficient items for your hero. So either a Maelstrom or an armlet first, I would think.
Maybe was hoping to be able to get a hold of these pesky supports, but meanwhile up in above you see Moon trying to make a jump there on Wisp, who gets wow, ow, ow! Oh, the negative urn! No, he goes down! Oh, unfortunate. The little squishy Wisp and now his buddy Nyx are also gonna fall. Man, Complexity ruthless in their pickoffs. Their supports are just a little too flimsy. Even the offlane Nyx just cannot hold a candle to the Complexity squad at this point. While the offlaner for the side of Complexity, he's been farming even the enemy jungle at this point. He's got his level 2 Necro book, getting closer now to his
Radiant's
level
middle
3.
tower is under
It
attack.
just continues to get that much more frustrating right now. Jigglebills here on the bottom will decide finally to TP back towards that mid lane where it looks like Complexity are already pressing a little bit of an advancement. Early shrapnel kind of takes a little bit of damage on that tower, and he'll just kind of opt to stay back and farm these side neutral creeps instead. But still Complexity's game for now, as we're already in the 14k net worth advantage for them. Boy,
I
oh
think
boy.
They're gonna go for Roche pretty soon, and then once the Necro 3 is finished, I think that's go time. They're gonna start going high ground.
They got to get something. They're already advancing up, but the creep wave spots them, so they know it's coming. And well, a skewer down the low ground's not going to be there in time to get a hold of anyone. But there's Swindle Melons. He finds a kill there on the top lane, getting a hold of Leshreck, who seemed to be caught on his own. And Gem also on the deck, and it's going to be grabbed up there by Skywrath Mage. It just continues to get from bad to worse here for Stay Free, as they're still even trying to get a hold of their first tower. Now pressing towards the mid lane. They left bottom pretty low as it was. Top has only been hit just a smidgen, while mid lane, that was all pristine. Look who's lingering nearby. It's Enigma. Malphus moves on in. Double rotation is going to leave Jigglebilly in his place. They're trying to relocate, save him. They will. So another sacrifice to come here, as he'll just jump back and immediately get wiped out, I imagine.
Radiant's top
Wow,
tower
and I was right
is
for
under
once.
attack.
Jiggle went armlet.
Oh, good for you. Oh, the tether away. Can he get away from this one? Nope. No, he will not. Wisp is done.
I swear, there's like a casting curse. Like whenever you say something, they just do the exact opposite.
Oh, yeah.
90%
Tell me
of the
about it.
time.
Just tell me
But
about it.
Even if it's like something that isn't, you know, something that is.
I mean, I look away for 1 second, and Leshreck just
pony
can't
is
help
down.
but hit the deck under the
Rainbow
hands of
Pony down.
man, oh
Radiant's
man.
top tower is under
It continues to
attack.
be a slaughter here. Complexity just kind of putting on an exhibition against Stay Free. Stay Free, man. They need wins. This could put them at 0-4 in the Summit 2, and it would take pretty much all wins from there on out to hope for like a tiebreaker situation. Well,
And they
this
got
could put
the
Complexity near the top at
Has
3-0.
fallen.
The only team that would be still undefeated.
Yep. Yeah, they're the only team without a loss, I think, right?
Yep.
Everyone else has one or more.
Yeah, currently sitting at the top of the Summit 2 America. Navi US sporting 3-1, and Infinity Stack also 3-1. So both of them tied for the top spots, but not undefeated. Well, Complexity looking good. They still have to face a lot of the bigger teams. They've only faced, you know, like Stay Free, Root, and I can't remember who their first squad they went against was, but I don't think it
They
was.
played us.
Yeah, they still have to play some of the bigger teams to really
Dire's
see where
bottom
they kind of
tower
match
is
up.
under attack. Dire's structures
Now they're going to move into
are
Roche and get that
fortified.
started, and I don't imagine there's going to be any sort of contention, or that could be the only contention play that Safer can make, but they're already getting caught out in the bottom. Wisp very low. Is able to relocate out, it looks like, but Jigglebilly is left behind, and he does get blasted here by the Mystic Flare. Turns himself over and into the corner, trying to save himself with this armlet, but not going to be enough. And actually, it was the relocate that brought Wisp and himself to that top lane, or the bottom lane, rather. But they did get the tower. I guess that's something, right, FRL? They got their first tower of the game. Yeah. Complexity, though, we're going to finish what they started with, Roche.
Excellent. Nice, they got
Roshan
that
has fallen to the Dire.
200 gold.
Dire's middle tower
Or
is
it's not
under
even
attack.
200 a person anymore. Like some small amount of money.
Roche is like, here,
Dyer's
just
top
take
tower is under
take my
attack.
pocket change. I don't.
And it's 20,000 gold. It's pretty much 1,000 gold per minute
Yeah.
advantage for complexity right now. It's just insurmountable.
We'll
at this
see if
point.
they try to break their 40k lead record from the previous game before they finally go for the crushing blow this time. But already cutting through, it's Moon. Hey, look, there's a Wisp. Maybe I'll just jump and
I
take him
can't
out
imagine
quickly.
this
I'm not
thing
threatened.
lasts
Oh,
much
Lesh.
longer.
Yeah, boom. Lesh is down. He gets stunned out there from Nyx, which might prevent him from... Nope, never mind. Nice move in, gets the double coil. Tethers out, but gets caught out again. Nyx falls. Wisp falls. Yeah, blood everywhere here in the top lane. Jiggle trying to get away. His reincarnation still down. Double buyback for this one. And Jiggle might also go down just a puck alone here. Because he's still in hot pursuit. Here comes, boom! Right in the backhand sign, Swindlemelons. Shoots his majesty down. A true assassination. And Wisp might get died back. Yep, there's an RP. This is over. I mean, yeah, this is done.
Yeah.
Crit says we're done. But I mean, you know what? It was better just to try with 2 stand-ins than just get the automatic forfeit, I suppose, as they pulled in that second stand-in at the last possible minute. At 15 minutes in the rule books, if the other team is ready to go, you know, we have
thought
to get
they
the
might-
default win. But
I thought they might wait for them to take a Rex, but it looks like they're just gonna call the GG.
yeah, I mean, it was, you know, it would have been just delaying the inevitable. So unfortunately for Stay Free, this will put them down to now 0-4, while Complexity looking strong. Move on up, 3-0, near to the top of the charts now for the Summit America. And we'll see how they continue to perform against some of the other teams that are actually complete and more in the upper echelon. So don't worry, though, FRL. That was just our appetizer. A little bit of a nosh, because we got a bigger match
The
coming
next
up
game's
next
gonna
right
be
here. Let's see. It's going to be, indeed, Navi US taking on Sna. This should be a good one, right?
Yeah.
Both teams have been
That
changing up
is,
their
yeah.
rosters quite a bit, so I'm curious to see what players are going to be showing up for this one. But we got more Summit action coming for you. If you like what you heard, I'm Coddle Guy. Catch me on my Twitter, Coddle Guy. This handsome, dapper, very stiff gentleman to my left-hand side is going to be Mr. F4L. Catch him over on his Twitter, at F4L Dota. Folks, hang around. We'll be back with more Summit America Dota action coming your way.